Hello, my name is Emily Hazeltine, and I looked at social justice, equity within the classroom. I overviewed the video by Dr. Heather Hackman, and one of the biggest questions I had is how can I use social justice in my classroom, and what ways could I become a better teacher to help bring this into the classroom. Two of the resources I looked at is Rethinking Education in the Classroom and Edtopia. You can find these resources underneath the video or also with the link provided. Um, I really wanted to think about how can I bring equity into my classroom. Equity isn't just looking at bringing diversity into the classroom, it's actually creating a level playing field for all of your students. One of the biggest issues with this is that sometimes parents or other students, or even the students that you're trying to help themselves, may be wondering why you're giving them this special attention or other resources than the other students are getting. One of the best ways to address these kinds of problems is by talking about how this creates a level playing field. You're not giving one student a benefit over the others. You're just simply making it so all the students have the same ability to create the same product by giving them the same materials. For instance, if you have one student that does have access to computers and you have another student that doesn't, it only makes sense to allow that one student who doesn't to have access to Chromebooks. Another good example that Dr. Hackman brought up is that you have a lot of teachers that create conferences. And the conferences are set blocks of times, 20 minutes during the workday. Well, you have a lot of students that have parents who maybe they work certain hourly jobs and both of the parents are always working. During the daytime, they're not going to be able to meet these conferences. So as a teacher, you need to be aware of that and be able to be flexible within your classroom and be able to offer different times for the parents to come in to do these conferences. There's a lot of ways that you can become more experienced and more knowledgeable about the kinds of social injustices we face within our society. Dr. Hackman says that there are lots of readings that you can do and resources. Another way is just by being observant and taking in the issues that you see throughout our society instead of just being within your own world and thinking that that is how everybody else lives. Realize that there are other people around you that have different kinds of experiences. When you have students coming in and they have different problems, there's no issue with just asking them why is it that you weren't able to complete this. For instance, if you constantly have a student coming in bringing a written work when the requirement was to type up the text, you can ask them, why are you doing this? Oftentimes it's not going to be to assert your authority. It might just be that the student doesn't have the ability to type up the papers. So it's good to take them one-on-one away from the peers and ask them, hey, what is going on with this? Overall, I think one of the biggest things that I've noticed with a lot of the readings that we've done inside and outside of the classroom and this video itself is that you have to get parents on board as well as the students on board to realize that this is something that we want for all of our students. Some parents may think that another student is getting a benefit over their students, or they might feel that it isn't the school's job to provide that student with a Chromebook and their parents should be doing it. The main issue with this thinking is that the student's already in the world, and if their parents aren't providing them with a computer, then there's no reason why the school shouldn't step in and do this. The school cannot control what the parents can and can't afford, but they can help to make it a little bit easier for that student to complete their work up to the standards that the school is requiring. This entire assignment, I felt it was really good. I really did enjoy looking over all the other types of documents that were provided. I think one of the biggest reasons why I picked equity is that the classroom discussion that we had on it really made a lot of sense to me. I never viewed it before simply as making it a level playing field. It's not actually putting students on pedestals over other students. It's simply making it so those students get a better opportunity. And I really think that if you explain that to the other students in the class as well as the parents, they're going to be more apt to wanting to help with you in the classroom. As with everything, I think open communication is the best policy to creating a good classroom. And as long as everyone understands what's going on in the classroom, why we're doing it in the classroom, and they're on board for what's going on in the classroom, chances are the entire class is going to function at a higher level. Anyways, thank you for watching my video.